Hello everyone, this is dr.ceevee. I am the founder of Prayana Collective as well as a success coach for women. Recently, I was talking to a friend. She has been running a startup for a while now, and she was talking about her experience of not being able to find good talent in her company. Now, this is like a common complaint we talk about, especially in the entrepreneur circle, to find the right talent, to find the people with the right spirits, and to get the right people in the right job. This is like a global problem. This is not a local problem. And every single entrepreneur keeps talking about this at most of the times. Now, how do we address this? This is like a two-edged sword, I would say. On one side, you need to balance the needs of the company. You need to balance and get the best performer. But on the other side, you also need somebody who is committed to the organization, who has that trust, as well as what do you call it? They bring in the ethics that and values that you follow in your organization. So it's like the finding the right person, finding the balance is, I would say, very, very, very difficult thing that every entrepreneur or every business faces. Okay. Now, this is where what most businesses does is, if you look at any business, any big business or even a startup business, I would say that you need to have, you need to automate as much as possible. You need to have processes and systems in place such that your the inputs or the efforts of the person that you are bringing in is minimal. At the same time, it can be done by anybody. It is not very, very person centric or person dependent. For example, there are certain things like as CV, I bring into the table, which cannot be replaced by someone else, right? So similarly, in every company, there will be certain key people who actually bring in a value which cannot be replaced by anybody else. They are very, very critical, such people. Now, same time, there are others, or there are people who are replaceable, which means they do certain type of jobs which actually on a long run can be replaced either by a machine or by another human being. Okay, so if you ask me what is the role of an employee in a company, it is to make sure that you become irreplaceable. Okay, now how do you become irreplaceable? There's only one answer to it, and that is taking ownership and taking leadership. Okay, now taking leadership means you are owning your work. Do a good job, take ownership of your work, show results, and make sure that your work speaks for itself. If you can reach that stage, then you become irreplaceable for that company. Leadership, as I said, is one and the most important thing, but along with that, the second aspect also comes in, and that is where adapting to the culture of the company and also showing the commitment and being there for your teammates. Okay, now you become a reliable person, you become an adaptable person, you are also becoming becoming a trustworthy and committed person to the organization, wherever organization or team or whichever place you are in. I think these qualities will make you irreplaceable in a company, which means the company leadership as well as even the team and everybody believes that, oh, if she is not there, the company doesn't exist, or if she is not there, this will not happen. I mean, she is very important. So that kind of what do you call it? That kind of irreplaceability is what you should aim for. Okay, this is the perspective of an employee, whereas the perspective of an employer is to make sure that you do not have such people in your team. Now, this is very, 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 as I said, it's a very, very complex scenario what I have said right now. The role of an entrepreneur or the so-called management or the leadership of a company is to make sure that you have as much as process and systems automated, or your jobs and your roles are process driven and not person driven. Okay, imagine, I'll give you an example of how this works. So if you are working on a business, let's say your business, I'm just giving an example. Let's say your business is to sell artworks to hotels. Okay, if that is your business, I'm just giving an example. Now, your artworks, which is the paintings, depends on the artist that works for you, correct? So imagine you have a great artist with you, and that artist decides to quit one day, which means your entire business is affected, because that the way that the artwork is produced, the painting, whatever painting she makes is what is bringing money to the business, correct? So that in that case, the art by the artist is an irreplaceable thing. You will bring some other artist, but let's say this particular artist is like an amazing artist, and she brings in that highest revenue for the company, right? So that is a tricky situation. That is a challenging situation for the company owner. And that is why we find that most of the time, really talented people, artists and content creators, influencers, and people who are so highly talented in their own ways, they end up starting their own companies because they don't want to work for somebody else, so it's purely based on a talent or a particular type of skill set that you have. Whereas if you are running another company where, let's say, you are working for, in some kind of a trade or some kind of a service business, you are selling, let's say you are selling this, where is it? Yeah, so this is a water bottle. Let's say you are selling this water bottle, okay? And you just appoint one salesperson, and that salesperson goes and sells it and brings in the revenue. So tomorrow, if that salesperson is fired or if that salesperson is not performing, you can obviously get another person to sell this water bottle. Am I right? So there's a whole lot of difference between the type of service and the business that you are engaging in, the type of people that you are appointing and who are working for you, and their irreplaceability, or maybe replacement quotient. Can we call it like that? I don't know. I just designed it right now. So the point what I'm trying to convey is that as an entrepreneur, as a leader, our objective is to make sure that the company runs fully process oriented so that you don't have a dependence on one person or one type of person. Okay. This is the basic mantra or the funda of most of the big organizations. If you look at any MNCs in the world, even the so-called big consulting companies, they have processes in place, and that is why they are able to hire random people from random colleges, but still they will be the number one company. Okay. Whereas if you look at small boutique businesses, it is totally dependent on the type of people that they are working with. It could be the entrepreneur herself, it could be a key people in that business. Okay. Now the choice is yours. So what type of a business you are running, depending on that, you have to look at what type of people you are hiring. So as I said, your job as an entrepreneur is to first decide what is the scale of organization you want to build. And if you are thinking big, if your scale is big, make sure that you have process and systems in place so that you don't have anybody irreplaceable in the company, including yourself. I would say the role of an entrepreneur should be to make herself outside the business. You should be the most replaceable person in the business if you are looking at a scalable, successful business for the future. Okay, number one. And look at the employee side of it, the people who are working side of it. Your job, don't worry, don't think that, okay, I am replaceable, so, I just have to do a bad job. I mean, I don't care. So if you work with that attitude, you will be replaced earliest. Okay. Instead, if you make sure that you are a leader, you show that commitment, that resilience, that passion, that reliability, that trustworthiness, that leadership quality. If you take the ownership and commitment in any organization, you will grow to become the leader of the organization. And one thing I'll tell you, leaders survive any situation. Leaders are the only people who will survive. And I would say, if you look at any big company right now, I think yesterday itself, LinkedIn fired some 14,000 people across the globe or something like that. I mean, every company is firing people. Go and check out who are those people they are firing. Ultimately, it will be two categories. Either those people who are in the so-called middle-level management, not the senior level, okay? Middle-level management who are a cost to the company, doing nothing other than spreadsheet analysis. That will be one category of people whom they are firing. The other will be the lower end whose work can be probably automated, or probably they are hired in excess, they don't know what to do. So basically they are replaceable people. Okay. Whereas strong leaders, be it the senior management or be it the second level management, who are actually performing in a solid manner, taking ownership and leadership, as well as dealing with the customers or dealing with the front end and knows the business, what they are doing, they will be in the system. They will not be fired. Just think about what all I said, both the perspectives I have given, both the entrepreneur side as well as the employee side. And whichever side you are, there's only one thing what I would like to say, and that is show the passion and commitment to whatever work you are doing. That will take you to whichever heights. And even if worst case scenario, you lose your job or you become replaced by somebody else, I would say you still have benefited out of it. I'll see you in the next video. This is me, Dr. Ceevee, signing off. If you like these kinds of perspectives and educational thoughts which I share, do subscribe to my channel. And also, I would like you to check out my ventures, Prayana Collective, Prayana Labs, as well as the Prayana Jobs and the She Site magazine. And probably I'll be starting more ventures in the coming years. So all that details you can check out on my YouTube profile. I'll see you there. Thank you so much. And this is me, Dr. Ceevee, signing off once again. See you in the next video.